Yeah, Steve.
Okay, here's the deal.
When we got here, his eyes were closed. He's breathing a little shallow, but not too labored. His vital signs really are okay still. They told me that he could probably hear me, so I said, "Dad, it's Steve." He kind of opened his eyes just a little.
I said, Liz and I are here now. Paul and Jane are coming.
He kind of looked like he understood what I said, but within a half a minute, he shut his eyes again. Hasn't opened them since. That was about 15 minutes ago.
All right, and he didn't say anything?
No, nothing.
But I think he got the message. It's just enough recognition in his eyes of what I was saying.
All right, well, we're pulling up to the airport right now. Looks like I'm going to get out of here at about 2:30 and can probably get to Dad's, I don't know, around 8. I'm flying through Atlanta. I'm going to call Jane from there.
Yeah, if you would, that'd be great. Anna here says this is probably the start of the final stage, but
They don't make any guarantees. Mom failed really quickly, you know.
but they said it could still be days.
Well, I hope we make it all this time. But if not, it's okay. I mean, if he has a chance to go, he's got to take it.
They also said that he could come back out of it. There's no set way, you know.
Yeah. All right, well, thanks, Steve. As always, you know, for being there.
All right. Well, we're going to stay here till Jane gets here, and then we're going to go back home before dark. Do you think you can get one of the guest rooms here?
I think Jane has a 2-bedroom, so I'm just going to crash there.
Okay.
Well, I'm going back to him. If you don't hear from me, presume nothing's changed, all right?
Okay. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, man.
All right.
Did you hear all that?
Most of it. Who are you texting? Jane?
No, Don. I need to let him know and then cancel for next week. I was talking to Dad Tuesday. And he made some joke about my basketball plan. I can't fucking remember what it was.
Oh, babe. It'll come back to you. Your head is just spinning now.
You know, for weeks, I've been rehearsing for getting the call that he died, trying to make peace with that. Now I'm having to make peace with the probability that I won't ever talk to him again, or that I may not even get there before he dies today. You know, I told him it didn't matter to me, but damn it, it still matters to me.
Of course it matters, but we have no control over these things. It's out of our hands.
Yeah, I know.
Look, promise me that you will not speed in the car heading up there.
All right, I'm going to go 5 miles per hour above the speed limit. That's the grace zone here in New Mexico. I can only hope it's the same in North Carolina.
Good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Sam, I've been really preoccupied the last few weeks, and I just got to tell you that I really, really am grateful for you and for all your support. I'm going to text and call whenever I can, okay?
Yeah, okay.
So, what is it? Something wrong?
Well, now it's getting to me that I won't see your dad again.
Yeah. Probably not. Look, he said he really, really likes you. That sounds so much like high school cafeteria talk, but he told me he was really glad we found each other.
Really?
Yeah, he said that.
I'm glad I met him.
Oh, me too. I'm really glad. I needed him to know I was with somebody great. So look, take care of your mom, okay? I'll call whenever I can, all right?
Okay.
Okay.
I love you.
Love you too, babe. Hey, Molly, is Jane...
Your sister got here at 5. She's with your dad.
Oh, thanks so much. Hey, Howard. Hey. Hey.
Hey. Hey, Dad. The gang's all here now. Paul's here, Dad.
Thanks.
So, he hasn't opened his eyes since that one time when Steve was here. But I do think he knows we're here.
So, is that oxygen tube the way it's supposed to be?
No, actually, it's not. But Carmen said that, they put it that way last week when he was in bed, and he likes it. It's been comfortable, so we just left it that way.
Okay. All right, well, let me say hi.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks. Hey, Dad. It's Paul. All's well, Dad. We're all together again.
Seeing Dad's lips moving a bit was encouraging. It made me think that he was still trying to communicate when he recognized a voice.
So, Dad, when you see that train coming that we've been talking about, you just get on board, okay? Mom's waiting for you on the other end. And this is what you've been waiting for. Your job is done here, okay? And you did an amazing, amazing job. There's nothing left to do. So you can go with no regrets. Absolutely no regrets. I love you so much, and I thank you for everything that you've given to me.
It was hard to deal with knowing my conversations with my dad were over, but it was good to know that I hadn't left anything unsaid. In the months before, when I was sure he could hear it, I'd said what I wanted him to hear. So we just took turns sitting with him over the next few days, with very little change. The fact that all 3 of Dad's kids were there made my dad the gossip topic of the week. I had to plan on an extra 10 minutes walking through the halls to stop and respond to all the "how's your father" questions.
Paul, how's your dad doing today?
Oh, not so well today, Phyllis.
We're so sorry. Such a sweet man. He loved to walk around and around our grounds here. We'd see him all the time. He was an inspiration to us all.
Much. Appreciate that.
Paul, your mom and dad were so good to us when we first moved in.
I love talking military history with him, Paul. He really knew his stuff.
Oh, he loved talking to you too, Art. He really appreciated all 3 of you.
Thanks.
Good luck.
Bye-bye.
He had made such good friends with the staff there, they often seemed more emotional than the residents because they'd known him the longest.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
One day, Jack, one of his friends on the assisted living hall, stopped me.
Hey, Jack.
He was a World War II vet too.
How's your dad today?
Oh, not so good, Jack. He hasn't been responsive for a few days now.
I was afraid of that. Your dad is a very good man. And your mom was a sweetheart, too.
Well, he really wants to go, to be with her.
I sure can understand that.
I mean, I guess it's a phase that we all have to ready ourselves for.
Yeah. But of course you can go back.
Go back. I'm not sure I know what you mean.
Well, you can leave here and go back to your real life, your work, your friends, other people of different ages, the rest of the world. Once you're in this hall, you see the same people every day. They want to go. They're waiting to go. The staff is kind. And maybe the care is as good as it gets, but they can't sweep away the sadness that lives in this hall.
I wasn't ready for that kind of truth-telling. I really didn't know what to say. I patted his hand and mumbled something about it being a mystery or some useless remark, and he headed on. But he was right. At some point, fairly soon, I was going to be able to walk away from what I'd come to think of as this spooky railroad platform, crowded with elderly people waiting for the train that seems, to all of them, to be very late. I'd walk away, able to say this next train wasn't for me.
So it looks like Julie has a real boyfriend. His name's Robert. I don't know, he does something with computers. I'm not 100% sure what. They seem real comfortable together, though.
Jane really took to the suggestion that Dad could hear and understand us,
She hit a curve.
so she talked to him more than Steve and I
Caught two
did.
tires the other day.
I was a little torn because I'd read somewhere that if the passing relative senses too much family attention around, it's harder for them to
We're
leave.
dealing with that right now.
But who the hell knows, right?
It's always something.
Well, I'm going to head out before I-85 gets too thick with rush hour.
Oh, okay.
Liz and the kids are still at the beach all week, right?
Yeah, traditional summer gathering of the tribes. It just didn't seem to make sense to disrupt that, since we don't know how this is going to play out.
Yeah. Well, Dad wouldn't want to spoil their fun. I know that.
Yeah. Hey, can I have a minute with him?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Sure. Of course.
So, you're okay to drive?
Yeah. It's just difficult for me to be up here, you know. When anyone looks at me, I feel like they are more worried about me than they are Dad. You know, worried how I'm going to be. Just too much pity and empathy for me, frankly. You know, and it's too claustrophobic, you know, with all three of us up here. And I've said all I need to say.
Yeah. No, I get it, Steve. Yeah.
Yeah. So if he doesn't leave tonight, I'll be back to spot one of you in the morning, all right?
Okay. All right, drive safe. You got any good music you can put on?
Merle Haggard, George Jones, Allman Brothers, yeah, I'm all set.
Hey. Love you, bro.
Love you too.
All right, bye. See ya. Oh, hey, guys.
We don't want to barge it on your family time, but could we see him just for a couple of minutes?
Really, just a couple of minutes. I've been meaning to come down for days. When I saw you all here, I thought I better get down.
Your father's one of our favorites.
Yeah, it's just that he hasn't been responsive for several days or taken any food or water, so. But yeah, sure. It's okay. Jane, I've got some visitors for Dad.
Hey. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for letting us come.
Thank you.
Hey, Tom. It's Laura. You just have to know that you were the best to everyone on the staff here.
We just wanted you to know how much you've inspired us. Watching you walk everywhere for so long.
We love this kind of work thanks to people like you. It just meant a lot.
This is what's amazed me the past few days. All these people wanting to come in and tell Dad how much they've quietly admired him over the years.
Your Julia is waiting for you with open arms.
She can't wait to see you. Now don't go telling her you had us three women crowding around you like this.
Really, we don't want to get you in any trouble.
A charmer right till the end.
Yeah, he's still got it. Yeah, hello?
Hey, stranger.
We were just leaving. It's starting to feel like a party in here.
Thanks for giving us some time.
Thanks so much. Dad, your old friend John Foster is here for a visit.
Old friend is right. I remember when you and Miss Julia first moved in here. Hey there, Tom. We started talking baseball that very first day. You and your Red Sox. Miss Julia had become quite the Atlanta Braves fan. She knew all the players. She'd have something to say about them, too, if they didn't play well.
She would have her Braves hat on at breakfast the next morning if they won, though.
Dad used to say you knew all the shortcuts to all the appointments around here.
I grew up on all these roads. Sure enjoyed talking with you on all those trips, Tom. You're a real inspiration to me. Hearing about all your soldiering days and just how kind you were to me all the time. Even after Miss Julia passed. Such a true gentleman. And I'm just glad I've been able to get to know you. Miss Julia's gonna be so happy to see you. Thank you for everything. Well, I better give you all some privacy. It's been a pleasure getting to know your whole family.
Thank you.
Once we get some memorial service plans set up, we'll surely let you know.
Yes, yes, please do.
Thank you.
All my best to you during that time. And please, tell your brother hello for me.
Oh, I will. Thanks so much, John.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
The beauty that is springs, these foolish things remind me of you.
It wasn't long after John Foster left that Dad's breathing seemed to become a little more labored. They'd warned us about a stage called death rattle that's like a sleep apnea snore that people in their last days can experience. That didn't happen. But I started timing the quiet between his breaths, and it started getting longer. 3 seconds, 4 seconds, and 5 seconds.
Jane, I don't think it's going to be much longer. I think that's it.
Oh my. Should I go get Anna? I think she's just down the hall.
Yeah, you better. She'll have to confirm it. Good night, sweet prince.
I'm so sorry.
What a wonderful man.
The next time I looked up at my dad, it was so clear that his spirit had left his body. The body had no more purpose. The color faded from the face and hands so fast. For a few seconds, as Jane and I hugged, I did still have the feeling that his essence was in the room someplace, but it didn't last.
Okay. Thanks.
Yes, please. Please do. I love you, Paul. Bye.
So your father died?
Yeah, last week.
Sorry about that. What'd he die from?
Oh, old age, really. He was 93.
My father was shot dead when I was 10.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I never knew my dad. My mom and grandparents raised me.
Tom Williams was a devoted husband, father, grandfather, and friend. He treated all with dignity and respect. A truer gentleman has never lived.
It might seem unusual for a man who could be remembered for many heroic and unique things. Some things that I remember most fondly about Dad are the simple acts of writing a letter and taking a walk. But that might be part of a lesson to be learned from Tom Williams. The simple acts done properly, with devotion, have a cumulative sum of greatness.
He and my mom set a good example for their children and grandchildren of what love and commitment is all about. He was a patriot. As many in the greatest generation did, he served his country when it needed him the most. He's the greatest man I've ever known.
This is a piece of prose that my mom left for us to reflect on after her passing. It seemed appropriate to share again today. It's written by Henry Holland in the 1800s. It's called Death is Nothing at All. Death is nothing at all. I've only slipped away to the next room. I am I, and you are you. Whatever we were to each other, that we still are. Call me by my old familiar name. Speak to me in the easy way which you always used. Put no difference into your tone. Wear no forced air of solemnity or sorrow. Laugh as we always laughed, at the little jokes we enjoyed together. Play, smile, think of me, pray for me. Let my name be ever the household word that it always was. Let it be spoken without effect, without the trace of a shadow on it. Life means all that it ever meant. It is the same as it ever was. There is absolute, unbroken continuity. Why should I be out of mind just because I am out of sight? I am but waiting for you, for an interval, somewhere very near, just around the corner. All is well.
So I guess that's pretty much it. I'm going to tell you, Don, watching my dad take his very last breath is the most profound thing I've ever experienced. And I know a lot of people see someone's last breath, and some people manage to avoid it, but, you know, I think I really recommend it.
I know exactly what you mean.
I don't think I ever want to forget it.
You never will. Thank you for sharing it all with me. I'm sorry you lost your dad.
Oh, thanks, Don. You know, he had a good, long ride, and thanks for helping me walk him through it. Hey, look, time's just about up. I gotta get going.
There you go, stealing my line again. Actually, we have a few minutes if you want to.
No, man, I got a train to catch in about 30 years, so.
Or,
all right, maybe 30 days or 30 minutes, you know, who knows. But lots of life to live and lots of breaths to take. I gotta get going. Thank you, man.
Oh, you're welcome. Take care.
Okay, appreciate you.
I don't think you can really improve much on the golden rule of treating other people the way you would want to be treated yourself. And I think when you think through on that, that's a good guide to follow. And that's what's really important. I say around here that if you're kind and open and friendly, then people are going to respond. But there is, a tendency on the part of people to kind of stratify society and say, well, I'm better than that person, therefore I don't need to pay any attention to them. I think that's wrong. I think you have to respect everybody for what they are, certainly as being equal of consideration and equal of your attention.
Thank you, Dad.
Pleasure.